I never thought I would see the day. Riot Games, my favorite indie company, did the impossible. They nerfed Ahri ZOE. My goodness. My goodness, what a time to be alive. I feel the adrenaline surging through my veins right now. I yearned for the days when I could log on and not get waterboarded with 9,000 true damage on spawn. Fighting against Ahri comps is kind of like getting stabbed with a lightsaber. So you can imagine how happy I was when I go to check the best comps in the B patch, and Ahri ZOE actually has a higher top 4 percentage than it did before. Whoa, easy guys, whoa. I don't know if my computer has enough storage for a patch of this magnitude, my goodness. At least give me a chance to get House Party off my computer so I can fit this massive update. On the bright side, something you can always count on is there's always next patch. So, you know, I for one am glad. I thought for a second I wouldn't get to make this video after all, but here we are. This is every comp that beats Ahri ZOE. Yep, this is the exact video you have all been waiting for. When the world needed a hero, it got me. Sorry about that. Before we get started, I just want to say I spent a good 7 hours recreating the entirety of Forest Gump the way I ran it down. Playing and forcing all of these different comps, all for the sake of knowledge. I'm just saying, this is what I do for content, so make sure to subscribe. You guys know I don't like to waste time. Let's get straight into it. Pyro, another victim of the great purge that was this B patch. 5 Pyro, even after the nerfs, can still beat Ahri Sentinel. Ahri Sentinel? That's not the one I'm talking about, that's the old one. This gentleman made the strategic decision that his Ahri only needed to have 2 items on her to be disgustingly broken. I gotta check the stats on that real quick, I'm not entirely sure. But he does end up putting the rest of the items on Xerath. And you'll notice he's also playing the Vanguard version, which I'm pretty sure is actually better and no one plays it yet. Now I know what you're saying, Fanta. That's 5 Pyro, that's an insane high roll, 1 in a million. Well, let me show you regular Pyro. Beats it as well. Now, for full transparency, this is a pretty low roll Ahri here. Buddy must be getting a head start on the set revival. He's building tank items from set 2. But I showed you this one because you see the gist of why this comp would beat Ahri. This is a pretty low roll Ahri, but my comp is also far from being capped out. This game, I was playing the Callista variation, but you can play the 4 Blaster variation. You can play the 4 Shapeshifter variation. The thing about Ahri is that she hates stacking health and healing. Shapeshifters obviously do both. So you can see Pyro definitely has the legs to stand against Ahri. Now don't worry, I had an absolute battle, and I mean battle, against one of the highest capped Ahri boards I've ever seen in my life in the last couple of days, and I beat it. That's coming up, don't worry about that. Now I've got a little something special for you guys right here. Hwei reroll. Now playing Hwei is a pretty special experience, I gotta say. Something about this comp feels really good. However, every round is gonna shorten your lifespan by a decent amount. I mean, every round is just a war. I would want to roll for a charm, but instead I had to check my systolic blood pressure after every round. Here we have someone who at least looks like their monitor's on. The key against Ahri again seems to be AoE and lots of it. I didn't even have Ezreal 3. I have a Gnasher's Tooth on my Ezreal. I guess I like the attack speed on him. 1-star Taric. Ahri does outcap this comp, but honestly, I still think it's pretty close if you hit everything. And I wasn't even playing Vanguards, which is the best frontline for Hwei, and that makes a huge difference against Ahri. Like a good neighbor, Veigar and his is there. Veigar performing unspeakable acts on his way to victory. My man is choking his chicken with lethal intent. Put a shake weight in his hand in Oregon. Next day there's a tsunami in Japan. The thing about Veigar is it's tough to fully cap out with Veigar. But if you do, there's pretty much nothing that beats it. I played Veigar in the Cast Fest portal. Ended up hitting super early. Went to 9. Put in Xerath with the 30 charms I just bought. This whole lobby got the deluxe package, bro. The manicure, pedicure, and facial from Veigar. Like I said, Ahri is weak against bodies, and this comp has nothing but bodies to throw at Ahri. You know, sometimes I don't think Riot gets enough credit. You know, they're legitimately one of the best game companies out there. You know, all of their games are extremely high quality. Valorant runs on like 5,000 tick servers. The fighting game looks great, fluid, extremely deep in terms of mechanics. Even little things like this, like Deja Vu. Like, that's such a clever name for this augment. It's actually like a triple entendre. It's incredible. Maybe the guy that wrote this should be balancing the fucking game. So Deja is pretty good against Ahri for a lot of the same reasons Veigar is good against Ahri, minus the inappropriate behavior regarding his vegan sausage. Just an infinite amount of bodies to throw at Ahri, especially if you 3-star your front line, which for me is not always a given. Again, like I said in my Ryze video, it really, it doesn't make any sense to me how every time I play Deja, I'm getting long johned all the way back into silver by the entire lobby. Then I play against Deja with a fully capped out Ryze board and I'm getting golden showered. I don't know. It's just an execution diff, I guess. Now next up is one that is near and dear to my heart. 7 Frost. And by near and dear to my heart, I mean I've actually never played this comp before in my life. I think the game is allergic to giving me frost bats. I think maybe they're afraid of what I might do with it. Which is fair because I don't know what I would do with it either. So, you know, it makes sense. But the logic behind it is sound. Like I said, a lot of bodies and a lot of AoE damage as well. But if you put the spat on Varus, I mean, it takes it to a whole nother level. I saw this from rank 1 and he beat Ahri with it. Now, I know what you're thinking, Fanta, which rank 1? I know. I know. Rank 1 is a concept, you know what I mean? Normally you would assume rank 1 is the person currently holding the number 1 rank in the ladder, but in TFT it's a lot more layered than that. In TFT, rank 1 is a rich tapestry of a lot of factors, so just take my word. I saw rank 1 do it. Just take my word for it. It's Ryze time, baby. I'm a bit of a Ryze guy myself. Every time I play Ryze, I win. Every time I don't, I lose. So you see my conundrum here. This is by far my best comp, and I've had some absolutely ridiculous duels with Ahri. And to be honest, that's actually not even a good thing. That's a lot more of an indictment on how absolutely ridiculous this comp is, rather than, ooh, how high roll is it to hit a Diana 2 on 4-5? It's like, yeah, exactly. So I shouldn't be losing to the Spice Girls under any circumstances, bro. I understand a little of what Forrest Gump went through, bro. This chick is giving me AIDS. But with a little elbow grease and a little want to, fully capped out Ryze does beat fully capped out Ahri, which again shouldn't be that crazy of a statement. And that's both versions of Ryze, by the way, Arcana and Force Scholar. My boards are ridiculous. The fact that it's even close personally offends me, makes me sick to my stomach, I'm not gonna lie. But it's alright, you know, we always have next patch. With that said, that's all I got for you guys today, man. Go and get yourself some LP. Peace.